Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We've got another great track guide for you, this time produced by Gianni. It's the Ferrari 296 GT3 at Magny Cours. Gianni, if you don't already know, is a driver coach, real life driver, and a 10k iRacing god. He's the guy that got me fast, and he has helped quite a few of my subscribers. So if you want to check him out, there is a link in the description to his website. Please make sure you do. He is absolutely wonderful at what he does. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, what we do is a hot lap and then we'll do a breakdown lap where I'll go through things slowed down. Any questions, let me know in the comments and let's start the hot lap. Okay, let's start. So crossing the start finish line, really wide all the way down. At the end where the road is, that's when we start our turn in. We're flat through turn 1, flat through turn 2, now onto the brakes, so it's about 50%. Long trail off, dropping it down to third gear. Really important corner because we've got the longest straight coming up now. Just trying to cut the corner a little through the Golf kink here. As we spot the 100 meter mark, that's when we brake up to about 70%. Credit off, down to first gear, smoothly back on the gas to avoid the traction control. Now at the 50, we're going to start our turn in. Tiny little bit on the brakes, big lift, and now we're back on the gas. Back on the brakes up to about 50%, all the way down to first gear for turn 9. And again, just waiting, being patient with the throttle as we exit turn 9. 11, 12, very similar to 7 and 8, just a little bit harder on the brakes. Fully back up to full gas, and now as we enter turn 14, we brake and long trail off down to first gear. At the 100, we brake up to about 70%, down to second gear, back on the gas. Now we're going to do a lift. And now back on the gas, holding it, exiting wide, and across the line in a 136.815. This is, of course, using fixed setup, and now we'll do the breakdown. Okay, breakdown lap. So as we're crossing the line now, we want to be nice and wide, and we're just going to hold this line just to open up turn 1. So at this entrance road, or the little Marshall hut on the right-hand side, that's when we're going to start our turn in. We're going to be absolutely flat in fourth gear. We're going to really cut that corner, so the middle half of the track is, middle half of the car is just over the white line. Exactly the same with turn 2, nicely cut. And then basically, as soon as we're back on the track, that's when we are braking up to about 50%, and we're just going to slowly trail that off to sort of mid-corner here of turn 3. That's when we're then going to drop it down to third gear and again smoothly getting back on the gas. So once we are just past the midpoint of turn 3, we're already back on the gas and we're going to stay there all the way to turn 5. This is obviously done on warm tyres, as you can see by the pressures. Right, for the hairpin, Adelaide. It's the 100 meter board is our marker. We're braking up to about 75%. Wipe all that speed off. Still on sort of nearly 55-60% brakes. We drop it down to first gear, and only now do we trail off down to the apex and then slowly build back up on the gas, getting up to 100% as he opens the steering. So at the 50, we're going to start our turn in, and we're going to do a big lift, and just on the brakes up to about 10-12%, as you can see, starts getting back on the gas in fourth gear at the first apex, and then manages to hold it through on full throttle through the second apex. So it's nice and wide for entry into turn 9. And then as we get to the end of the curbing, as you can see here, braking up to about 50-60%, wiping all that speed off, dropping it down to first gear, really gentle on the brake pedal, as you can see. Now getting up to sort of 2/3 gas, and then going up to full on exit once the steering's opened. Right, we come to turn 12 and 13. So we're just going to run through the 100, and then just before we get to the next white line, we're braking up to about 50%. Trail that off down to the first apex, staying in third gear, or moving to third gear on the first apex, getting up on the gas, and then a little lift through the second apex. Now building back up on the gas again. Basically, as soon as the wheel is straightened out, that's when braking again, this time up to about 60-65%. Why pull that speed off? Dropping it down to first gear, just clipping the curbing on the right-hand side. And again, gently back on the gas. Lots of patience needed in this car on these tight corners. So it's going to be just before the 100 that we're braking for turn 15. Braking up to about 60-70% again, sorry, 70%. Why pull that speed off? Down to second gear, and down once we go through that apex, back on the gas. We can now give a little bit more steering input, and as we do that, that's when we're going to do another lift on the throttle, and then just building back up, flipping both of the curbs, and over and across the line in a 136.815. Right, I've been Sambo iRacing. I'll see you guys again next week. Thanks for watching.